Wow. All right. Well, let's talk about some stuff. Turn the mic volume down, it's so loud. Okay. Much better. Lights. That does not, yeah, that's more like half lights. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about lab practical stuff. It's a review. So you guys can ask questions in a moment. We're going to talk about some things to do, mostly making sure how to succeed and not fail, which is important for everybody, right? Okay, first things first. How do I not fail? First thing, make sure you guys review the PowerPoints, which is pretty easy to do because we have all of them up on Canvas, so you guys can look at them. Also, make sure you guys panic moments before the practical. Write down C for every answer because that always guarantees a C, and do not put your name on the paper, so it makes it harder for me to grade and you'll get the bad grade later. Or, more appropriately, do these things, which is to actually review the PowerPoint slides. Make sure you know the steps in each test that we do. So what do we do in each test? You know, for gram staining, you should know each step. How does it go? What order? What are the chemicals? Things like that. For the reagents, make sure you guys know which reagents we use and why. Why do we put ampicillin on a transformation plate? Because it's selective. Why do we put, mug in the EC mug broths? Because when it gets cleaved, it turns into a fluorescent chemical that we can tell that E. coli is present in the sample. Know what the results should look like. So what does EC mug look like when it fluoresces? Well, it's pretty easy because it fluoresces, but you have to hold UV light to it. Things like that. So these are the kind of basic things. Now, we're gonna do a quick little test of your abilities right now. First one. All right, so you sit down, you look at the microscope, and you guys will see a slide that looks something like this. And you'll go, oh, hey, what kind of stain is that? Does anybody know what kind of stain that is? Assuming you didn't cheat and look ahead on the PowerPoint. Does anybody know what stain this is? Yes, acid fast. Very good. All right. See, she just shot it out. You should have answered faster, man. Okay. What's the primary stain? Does anybody know the primary stain? No, it's not crystal violet. Crystal violet's for gram stain. What is it? Carbonyl fusion. Very good, sir. So the guy who raised his hand actually knew the answer. Good job. Okay. Why do we use steam to do this type of stain? Kind of, but why do we need to do that? Why don't we have to do that with the other types of stains? Does anybody remember why we have to add steam? Ooh, okay. So I feel like there's not a lot of confidence in this. So I will tell you guys the answer. But I'm sure you guys, somebody knows the answer. They just don't want to speak up. It's to force the dye through the mycolic acid into the cells. Mycolic acid is nonpolar. It doesn't want to absorb stain, so we have to force it in with heat, and that's why we do it. Normal cells that don't have mycolic acid will readily take up dye most of the time. Okay, what is the result for the bacteria that is being pointed to here? So what is that bacteria right there? What's the result? Anybody know? I'm certain somebody knows in this room. Certain you guys are all very, very shy. Negative. It's negative. Negative for what? It is negative. She is right. But what is it negative of? Non-acid fast. There you go. So yes, there's all the answers. It is a non-acid fast. So it's acid fast negative. So you could say non-acid fast, you could say acid fast negative. Either answer is correct. I'd be happy. Negative is correct though. Okay, now, for the answers, generally I won't make you guys answer in a whole sentence, but it'll be something along that lines to get the correct answer out of you. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do test part 2. Here we go. Hopefully you guys are more participatory. What kind of plate is this? Blood arc. Very good. All right, you guys got that one right. Okay, what kind of organismal growth does it support? What kind of bacteria need blood agar? All of them. It's a specific type of bacteria. It's picky. It's a picky eater. We call that fastidious. It needs certain conditions, and it's really picky about those conditions, and it'll only grow on this plate in a specific way. What is the result of this plate? Negative. Negative for what? You are right for negative. What? Negative for what? Negative for blood? Negative for hemolysis, which is also known as gamma hemolysis, because scientists hate people making sense, so they call it gamma hemolysis, even though there's no hemolysis going on. Very good. What makes the plate opaque? Red blood cells. Very good. Red blood cells. Excellent. All right, easy answers. But those are the kind of questions that I might ask for any type of station that you guys look at. So, what are the topics that we study? Well, basically everything we've done at the beginning of the semester. Now, some things are a little bit more important to study than others. I mean, all of these are important. Like, I will have questions on lab safety. There will be questions on basic microscopy. There will be staining station. There will be a station with stains on them for each of these. One of the ones that we didn't have a lot of information on because the results didn't work very well for us, but we will have an example of a good plate where you guys will look at is transformations. This one is probably the most important one, which is the viable plate count, the equation part of it. You guys will have an equation to do. No, you can't have a calculator. Yes, the math will be easy enough so that you won't have to use a calculator. I'm not going to ask you to divide, 256 by 3.1, because that's obnoxious. I would hate myself for doing that to you. But you will have to do some math, so make sure you guys know how to do that. If you guys are unsure, make sure you guys ask your TAs. Unless it's me, and then I'm your TA, and you can ask me. Oxygen requirements, water testing, things like that. The ones that are underlined here are the ones that we just did, and there's a lot of information in those. Just selective and differential media. If you guys remember, there's like 4 plates on the selective and differential media. For the antibiotics and the chemical control, there's a bunch of antibiotics and chemical control stuff. Because that's recent, and because there's a whole bunch of things in that, you guys do need to be very familiar with each of those. So you should know what a McConkey's auger plate is. You should know what a MSA plate looks like. You should know what each of those, selective chemicals are, what the pH indicator is, what a positive and negative result looks like, for each of those kinds of plates. The last little bit here is the cool science thing of the week. We will have a bonus station that you guys will be able to do. Hold on 1 second. My lab assistant's asking for help. Okay. So, cool science thing of the week. If you guys remember, I talk about something interesting at the beginning of each lab lecture, and we kind of talk about some of the stuff in there. There will be questions on those. You don't have to do them. They're bonus questions. If you don't answer them, it doesn't matter. If you do answer them and they're wrong, it doesn't matter. If you do answer them and they're right, you get bonus points. Everybody loves bonus points. So there you go. You'll have a whole station that just covers that. What will this look like? So the format is you'll have a short battle royale at the end, and you get to take your classmates' points. I'm just kidding. We're going to get rid of that. Oops. Oh, the X went to the wrong spot. Man, look. Hey, we're not. The X should be up here. We're going to move that. I don't remember how I did that. Hey, look. We are not having a battle royale. I promise. Okay. Boy, my joke went awry real fast. 25 stations in total. One of those stations will be the bonus one. You don't have to do the bonus one. You want to just sit there and chill? That's fine. If you want to go outside and sip some coffee while you wait for the next ding of the bell to move to the next station, you can do that too. But we're not going. You have to stand next to that station while you just wait and chill. It'll be 2 minutes per station. Once the bell dings, you guys gotta move. You can't sit there. I will push you out of the way. Don't think I won't. I'm a mean person, and I have no problem doing that. After all the stations have been completed, you can go back to the station and review while we have time left for 1 minute. So there'll be a couple minutes left over at the end. You guys can look at it until a minute is up, and then you guys got to move. If more than people want to look at that station, then you guys can form a line behind them, a nice, formal, nice line. Don't shove people. And then after a minute, you guys can go and do that. And that's basically how it'll go through. It's pretty simple. It's going to be about 3 or so questions per station, total of 75 questions plus about 5 or 6 bonus questions, which is a pretty good chunk of your overall percentage, so be happy with that. There you go. Now, are there any questions? If yes, use Google. I'm just kidding. If you guys have any questions right now, if you guys want to clarify something with me, or if you think of questions for your LA, you can ask them next week, because they're going to do a short review with you guys and show you guys some demo media. But do you guys have any questions for me right now? Please don't be shy. Yes, in the back. Oh, great question. I didn't even say that. It is fill in the blank, so it's just open word choice. Whatever comes to your brain. I'm not going to be super duper picky on spelling. As long as it looks close enough to the right word in English, I will be happy. Yes?
Do you know anything about the specific bacteria, like what bacteria?
I would say not any particular one, with the exception of the transformation bacteria. That's E. coli. You should know that one. But I won't ask you what's this bacteria's name, and you have to write down Serratia marcescens, because I can't even spell that. I don't speak Latin, so I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I have to spell check it. Yes?
For the plates, is it going to be an actual plate under the microscope, or is it just going to be a picture of it?
For the plates, I'll give you guys physical media. For pretty much almost all of these stations, I'll have some sort of physical media present. For slides, it will be microscopes, so you will have the slide already in the microscope to look at. And I do want to preface one thing for you guys, because you guys are the upper division class. You guys will have to refocus the microscope each time when you guys move stations. So at the end of your time limit, you're going to drop the microscope all the way down to the bottom, and the next person's going to have to refocus it. So please keep that in mind. I will be checking to make sure you guys drop them all the way down. No helping your lab partners. Yes, what's up? All the questions at that station will be about whatever's on that particular microscope slide. And it'll just be like one slide. So it'll be like an acid fast stain or a gram stain. So all of it will be related to whatever's on the station. Great question. We will have multiple microscopes, so there will be multiple focusing times. So, and we will have some stations out for you guys to practice focusing. If you guys want to get good at making sure you can do gram stains and whatever focusing gram stains, we'll have a lot of stations out for that for you guys next week to practice on, in case you guys are curious. Yes?
Will we have to wear PPE?
No. So don't open plates and lick them, but you don't have to wear PPE. I will have the plates sealed. You'll still be able to view them clearly, but please don't open them up. As long as they're not open and sealed, then you guys can just be fine. You shouldn't really have to do anything else for that. Yes?
With the plates, will there be any, indicators or specific little arrows that are pointing to the structure?
The plates?
Yeah.
No, it'll all be one bacteria.
Okay.
So it'll be pure cultures for each plate. And if we have a tube, it'll be a pure culture for the tube. Great question. Any other questions? I don't see any hands. Okay, so most important thing, make sure you guys study a little bit ahead of time. Don't do what I said on the very first slide, which is panic right before class and study for 10 minutes. That ensures you a 0. Make sure you guys spend some time ahead of time. Make sure you guys utilize your teaching assistants. Make sure you guys go to them and ask them questions. Really make sure you guys know something. Ask them to ask you more questions. They will. They kind of know what these tests are supposed to look like. They will give you guys some good help, okay? Use them as a good resource. All right, if you guys have any other questions, if you are an OLA student, I've already sent you guys an email. If I didn't send you an email and you are an OLA student, shoot me an email and I'll go over what you guys are going to do for that. Have a great weekend, short class, enjoy.
Second.